Back in the border city now, a night of wine, cheese, and local talent. On this week's arts and entertainment feature, Gerard Lampow gets up close and personal at an annual event in Lloydminster.
All smiles at an evening function in the border city. Maybe it's the beverages on hand, the art on display, or the musical talent of the evening.
In the while we've performed together, we've definitely learned how to pick songs for an audience, and we used to get really frustrated when not everyone was listening and people weren't paying attention. Now you just realize what type of thing you're playing.
We met each other and we're capable of doing music and art and doing what we've always wanted to do with each other and other people and for other people rather than just keeping it and being afraid.
The artwork on display featured pieces by Brandi, Hofer, Flatt, and pottery from Raelynn Lake.
I think that's really important when you're buying a piece of artwork to be able to get some insight and a little bit of understanding, and it kind of helps to hold meaning for what you're purchasing.
For Flatt, it's his first time displaying his work at the Wine and a Cheese event, and he speaks to the challenges of an artist, including name recognition.
The trying to get people to appreciate original art and see the value in it as opposed to buying a print.
Brandi Hofer continues to take all these challenges in stride. Her work is in caustics using beeswax. It's an older technique that's seen in portraiture.
Always a lot of people come out and it's about supporting local art and music and having a really good time.
So for another year, it's becoming clear that wine and cheese is a fixture on the Border City events calendar.
We're really happy to do it for the city of Lloydminster. It's a great way to get people out and mingling.
Gerard Lampow, Newcap News.
Thanks, Gerard. Well, cattle markets hit record-breaking values in 2011 and are continuing to climb in the new year. The increase in cow head value is because the United States has started to export more beef than they're bringing in. In this week's Agriculture Report, Peter Quinlan gives us an update on the 2012 beef cattle markets.
Being equal, what happens to the value of your feeder cattle?
2011 will be remembered as a profitable time for cow-calf producers, ending the year at an all-time high.
As we got into the fall of 2011, record high cattle prices. We often are comparing 2011 against 2001.
10 years ago, the prices were attributed to the low Canadian dollar, but Zalinko says this past year's successes were due to other factors.
So as more beef is sent off North America and we're dealing with a smaller cow herd, it's been very, very supportive to prices. I think the other big story in 2011 was that of the persistent widespread drought across the southern plains.
Learning about what drives the industry is causing one Lakeland College student to think about how she will run her new feedlot operation.
Looking at economic, the dollar, would it be good to advance back into our operation and focus more on specifics like that to make our operation more profitable?
I feel all producers, cow-calf producers in Saskatchewan and Alberta are in a strong position. You have a product in terms of feeder cattle that are in demand, and that should bode well in terms of improved returns.
So far this January, cattle markets are continuing to climb past the record values they hit in 2011. Looking ahead into 2012, Zalinko says while the Canadian and American dollars remain close together, variable weather conditions make projections difficult. He also reminds us that it takes time to rebuild our declining cattle herds.
If a producer chose to keep a heifer calf back from the 2012 calf crop, the earliest that her offspring would become beef would be 2015. This is not plant calves in May, harvest in September. This is a story of a long time to rebuild cattle inventories.
Peter Quinlan, Newcap News.
The Agriculture Report is brought to you by Nolin Brothers in Lloydminster. Find the best in versatile and Kubota machinery. Nolin Brothers, serving you better.
Coming up, worldwide wealth was up for debate at an international conference in Switzerland. Find out what Stephen Harper had to say about Canada after the break.